Hi, this is Brian Price, co-founder of Leafy Phoenix. I want to talk to you today about finding your strengths. A lot of times we're trying to start a business and we just don't know what our strengths are. And the problem is that we just probably don't even know what they are, or even know what they are able to do. So there's a number of assessments you can take in order to find out what is your best strengths, what you're good at, and how to actually avoid them. How to avoid being put into an area where you are not catering to your strengths. And so that's really what you want to become as you are building your online business or whatever you're doing. So let me go through some of the assessments I've taken that personally I have found to be the best out there. So let's start off with the strength assessments called Strength Finder 2.0. You can go to it at strengths.gallup.com. And what this does is it gives you your 5 strongest strengths that you have through it's an easy 15-minute evaluation. And what it does is it goes through and actually shows you which of your 5 greatest strengths are. And mine are empathy, ideation, adaptability, futuristic, and strategic. And what I can do is know that, when I am starting a business or growing a business, I need to cater into those strengths. So certain things that may not adapt to those things, or if there's something that doesn't cater to my strengths, then I want to have someone else on my team or find someone else to outsource that to in order to not get bogged down into things that I'm not good at. So that's the first one. The second one is the personality called DISC. It has a number of different names, but the idea behind it is to see what your personality is. And, is knowing your personality and other personalities on your team or anybody that's your student to basically allows you to understand yourself and other people around you. And the idea is that it's broken up into 4 different quadrants. On the top and the bottom is outgoing and reserved, so sort of that extrovert versus an introvert. And on the left is task oriented, and on the right is people oriented. In each of these areas, it's a different personality type. Now, no one's just one type. You'll have a type that is most like you. That'll be kind of your core, and then you'll have different parts of each one as part of you. So just to go through the different ones, D is called dominance. Someone that's very bottom line, results oriented. They're outgoing and very task oriented, very competitive as well. People that are very much driving towards a result. And those are kind of D's. They have a tendency to be very driven, which is great, but they also have a tendency to run over people. So there's different sides to each personality that you want to take into account. The second one is I, which is influence. They're very friendly, outgoing, things like that. If you ever want someone to raise their hands, the first people that will do it are the I's, the influence people. They're the fun people that are very outgoing. They're great to be around. They give life to certain tasks and things like that. The downside of an I is often they're very all over the place. They're hard to nail down. They don't get anywhere with a lot of things. So they're very outgoing and people-oriented people. So they want to have a lot of fun, but a lot of times a lot of stuff doesn't really get done. So that's what an I is. An S stands for steadiness. Someone that's very sincere, patient, modest. They're the team players on the team. They're the people that want everybody to get along, and a lot of times those are the great people in the team that you always can rely upon. They do it. They always want to make other people happy and things like that. Downside of S is sometimes they don't really cater to themselves. They don't say what's the ideas that they have in their heads and things like that. So when you're working with someone that S personality, you actually have to ask them, what their opinions are, because a lot of times they'll have great ideas, but they'll be too modest or won't want to speak up and let you know what they really think and what could be doing and things like that. So if you are an S, look at someone like a D that's opposite you to try to take, you may not have a whole lot of D personality in you, but you can use that to be a little more outgoing when you have an idea and things like that. The idea is not to change one person. There's not a bad personality necessarily. It's just you have different sides to you. And so, catering to your core, and then also, understanding the other personality types in order to get along is really how you want to work with this type of a personality test. The last one is C, which is compliance. They're very accurate, cautious, and contemplative. So someone that's going to be very much like an engineering type, for example, is going to usually be someone that's very detailed oriented, very much knows how to do things. You ask them what time it is, they tell you how the watch was built. And so, those are the people that, invent things and get us all the new cool stuff that's out there. They're the ones that make that happen. And so those are awesome people. The downside of someone that's it's a C personality is they get caught in the weeds, as they say, is a lot of times you miss the big picture and you're stuck on the little details. So a lot of times you want to pull yourself out and look at the little details and not take things so seriously too. Sometimes you get so serious about the little things that the big things aren't seen. So that's the DISC personality profile, and highly suggest you do that. You can look it online. There's a number of places you can take it. A lot of times it's a free test, so highly suggest you go look for that. One of my personal favorites is called the Wealth Assessment. You can get that. You can go to wdprofiletest.com. It's really is what your role and what your best path to wealth will be. And it's another simple test, and basically it gives you a different continuum of where you are, what type of personality you are, whether you're a creator or a star or a supporter, a deal maker, trader, accumulator, lord, or mechanic. Each one has its own unique personality and way of way you look at the world, and the way that you can use create a team around you to also, start to create wealth in your life. And so someone, for example, who's a creator, is someone that invents things. It likes to come up with new things. And those are people that are always coming up with new ideas and things like that. And sometimes if they're trying to be, someone like a deal maker who's trying to make deals, that's not their role. And so a lot of times that they have a hard time with that. So really great wealth assessment. You take it, you can find out more details about each of the ones, especially the one that you are part of. And all of these things are around creating a team, because that's really what it's all about, is creating a team that can help you grow your business and get to the wealth that you want. And that's really what we're looking to do. The Fascinate test. It shows your personality, how the world sees you. And the idea behind it is, it's another way of, looking at your strengths from a different perspective, how the world kind of sees you, and how, you kind of work in the world. And so there's different personality tests for here. You go to howtofascinate.com, and just gives you another idea. And this is mine. Mine's an avant-garde. Original, enterprising, and forward thinking is what mine talks about. So, that it really, these are talking about what your strengths are, what you're really good at, how are you really good at things, and how you can best be part of a team in order to help them achieve the goals. So that is those. Now, the one thing you also want to take into account is, of course, your weaknesses. What are you not good at? And sometimes you're just not good at certain things. I'm more of a big idea personality, so I'm going to be more of that. If I get too detailed, I get too I don't have a whole lot of patience for that. I don't have a whole lot of energy for that, so I get very sidetracked very easily. And so you really want to cater to your strengths and understanding your weaknesses, knowing that, okay, this is just not really something that I have much of something I want to do. The good thing about a weakness is that now you know what to outsource. Those are the things that you don't want to do. You want to have someone, you either hire someone, you partner with someone, or you outsource it to someone that you contract with in order to do that. So those are the things you want to take into account. So again, this is Brian Price with Leafy Phoenix. I hope this helps, and looking forward to working with you.